Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we dive into the reactions of Ukrainians living in China who are voicing their outrage over President Trump's disrespectful comments towards Ukrainian President Zelensky. They believe their leader deserves respect for his fight against adversity, especially in light of Ukraine's historical reliance on U.S. support. As they look for China to play a neutral role in fostering peace, their frustrations continue to grow amidst ongoing geopolitical tensions. In another inspiring story, we celebrate International Women's Day by highlighting the need for tangible progress in gender equality in Hong Kong. The call for collective efforts to foster inclusion and create pathways for education and leadership is louder than ever. Women from all backgrounds, including migrant domestic workers, are advocating for a supportive network that empowers them to thrive, regardless of their circumstances. This is a crucial moment for change. Lastly, the K-drama sensation study group has taken Asia by storm, and its director is already pondering a second season. With its unique storytelling and character development, the series has captured the hearts of viewers, despite its controversial themes. As fans eagerly await what's next, the success of this show highlights the growing appeal of K-dramas across the globe. Please stay tuned for more detailed content. South China Morning Post reports on the outrage of Ukrainians living in China in response to U.S. President Donald Trump's disrespectful comments towards Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during their recent meeting. Many Ukrainians, including Julia, a sourcing manager in Shanghai, expressed their anger over Trump's remarks, which they viewed as shameful, especially given the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The article highlights the strong respect Ukrainians have for their leadership during these challenging times and their hopes for China to play a role in fostering peace without compromising its neutrality. They suggest that China could contribute to Ukraine's recovery efforts through cultural exchanges and sharing resources, emphasizing the importance of understanding Ukraine's history and current struggles. In another piece, the South China Morning Post emphasizes the need for gender equality in Hong Kong as International Women's Day approaches. Sarah V., founder of Women of Hong Kong, shares her personal experiences growing up in a society with limited role models for women, highlighting the systemic barriers that persist, particularly for migrant domestic workers. She advocates for creating opportunities and support networks for women to thrive, underscoring the importance of collective effort in promoting equality and inclusion across various sectors. V calls for a commitment to building a community where every woman and girl has the chance to succeed, regardless of their background. The South China Morning Post also covers the success of the K-drama series study group, which has gained significant popularity despite its initial lack of promotional support. Directed by Lee Jang-hoon, the show follows a student with a talent for fighting who forms a study group to tackle the challenges of school and entrance exams. The series has been praised for its character development, action scenes, and unique take on school life, distinguishing itself from other K-dramas by focusing on the growth of supporting characters. Lee expresses his surprise at the show's success and considers the possibility of a second season, driven by the affection he has developed for the cast and the positive reception from viewers. South China Morning Post reports on a disturbing incident in Hong Kong where 5 young individuals were arrested for their involvement in the assault of a 14-year-old girl. The attack, which occurred in a shopping center last August, involved the girl being slapped at least 15 times while being surrounded by a group of peers who encouraged the violence. The incident gained attention when a video of the assault circulated on social media, prompting the girl and her guardian to report it to the police. The authorities have since detained 4 males and 1 female, aged between 15 and 22, under allegations of assault causing actual bodily harm, as they continue to investigate the incident further. South China Morning Post also highlights the alarming prevalence of sexual harassment in Hong Kong workplaces, with a recent survey revealing that 34% of female respondents experienced harassment over the past 3 years. Despite this, a significant majority of victims chose not to report their experiences, often due to a lack of understanding of what constitutes harassment and fear of repercussions. The Democratic Alliance of Betterment and Progress (DAB) proposed several measures to combat this issue, including workplace training and clear guidelines, but critics argue these efforts are insufficient. The report emphasizes the need for a comprehensive approach that not only educates but also creates a culture of accountability and support for victims, encouraging them to come forward without fear. South China Morning Post reports on the successful return of the last of 6 Hongkongers who were rescued from a scam farm in Myanmar. This individual, who had remained in Thailand to assist local police with investigations into human trafficking, arrived home with the support of the Security Bureau's dedicated task force. The group, aged between 29 and 44, had been part of a larger trend of Hongkongers being exploited in Southeast Asian scams. The Security Bureau has committed to facilitating the return of 3 remaining individuals still in similar predicaments. Following the establishment of a task force in January, authorities have been actively coordinating with Thai officials to combat this issue and ensure the safety of their citizens abroad. South China Morning Post reports that the Hong Kong men's rugby sevens team faced a disappointing exit from the Challenger Series in Cape Town, marking their second consecutive week of failure in pool matches. After a promising start against Japan, where they led 17-0 at halftime, the team collapsed, allowing Japan to score 2 late tries, resulting in a heartbreaking 19-17 loss. This defeat forced them into a must-win situation against Chile, but they were unable to recover, ultimately losing 24-7. With their hopes of reaching the semifinals dashed, Hong Kong's team now aims to secure a 9th-place finish, while the women's team also faces a similar challenge after a mixed performance in their matches. South China Morning Post highlights Cartier's Women's Pavilion at Expo 2025 in Osaka, designed by Yuko Nagayama and E.S. Devlin, which aims to promote global gender equality. Positioned as more than an exhibition, it serves as a platform for dialogue, emphasizing the belief that women's empowerment leads to a thriving world. The pavilion's design features traditional kumiko patterns that symbolize sustainability, while interactive installations invite visitors to engage with real stories related to gender equality. A garden curated by Toshiya Ogino will evolve with the seasons, reinforcing the theme of harmony between humanity and the environment. The pavilion is not just a showcase but a call to action, encouraging visitors to contribute to the movement for change. South China Morning Post discusses the transformative impact of the AI startup DeepSeek, which has sparked a re-evaluation of Chinese stocks after its groundbreaking app became the most downloaded freeware in the US shortly after its launch. This development has led to a surge in investment interest in Chinese markets, with Goldman Sachs and other financial institutions revising their stock targets upward. The Hang Seng Index has become the best-performing equity gauge globally, buoyed by the optimism surrounding DeepSeek and other tech giants like Alibaba and Tencent. The article notes that while the rally is promising, concerns remain about the sustainability of these gains, particularly in light of geopolitical tensions and the potential job market disruptions caused by AI advancements. Nikkei Asia, the culinary landscape of Myanmar is undergoing a significant transformation as chefs and restaurateurs seek to introduce its traditional cuisine to a global audience. Following the military coup in February 2021, many chefs emigrated or began focusing on international markets, leading to a burgeoning interest in Myanmar's diverse flavors, which blend influences from India, China, and Thailand. Notably, Phyu Cyn, also known as Lady Gu Gu, has taken on the mission of promoting Myanmar cuisine worldwide through innovative dining events in cities like Hong Kong and Paris. Her creative reinterpretations of classic dishes, such as the Lafat Gremolata, highlight the rich culinary heritage of Myanmar while catering to international palates. Other chefs, like Tun Tun and Orm Joydemoy, are also making strides in the global culinary scene, hosting pop-up events that showcase the unique flavors of Myanmar, emphasizing the importance of storytelling in promoting their cuisine. South China Morning Post Ashley Westwood, the new head coach of Hong Kong's football team, has drawn inspiration from legendary manager Alex Ferguson as he embarks on his mission to revitalize the underperforming squad. 6 months into his role, Westwood has led the team to an impressive 6 consecutive victories, a feat not achieved since 1985. With an eye on future success, Westwood remains focused on improving the team's FIFA ranking and preparing for the upcoming AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. He acknowledges the pressure that comes with coaching in Hong Kong, where fans are quick to respond to results. However, Westwood remains committed to the team's growth, stating that success will open doors for his career while emphasizing the importance of building a strong relationship with the fans. South China Morning Post, the Hong Kong Mahjong Company has taken proactive steps to dispel the negative perceptions surrounding mahjong parlors by hosting open house events aimed at introducing newcomers to the game. Owner Christopher Chung has worked diligently to create a welcoming environment, countering the long-standing associations of parlors with organized crime. Participants at the open house learn the history of mahjong and play without the risk of losing money, fostering appreciation for the game as a cultural heritage. Despite the challenges of attracting younger players in a post-pandemic landscape, Chung remains optimistic, implementing beginner tables and renting out spaces to tourists. His dedication to preserving the legacy of mahjong reflects a deeper connection to the game, which he hopes to pass on to future generations. South China Morning Post reports that China's robotics sector is experiencing a significant surge in venture capital investment, positioning it to rival the electric vehicle industry. In just the first 2 months of the year, humanoid robot developers secured nearly 2 billion yuan, approximately $276 million, in funding through 20 deals, a notable increase from the previous year's 1.2 billion yuan across just 4 transactions. This boom highlights China's dominance in humanoid robot development, with predictions of mass production and commercialization by 2025. Notably, 56% of the 100 publicly traded companies involved in humanoid robotics globally are based in China. Recent funding rounds for notable startups like Limex Dynamics, AI2 Robotics, and Ayubot demonstrate the growing investor interest, with Limex Dynamics alone raising 500 million yuan from prominent investors like Alibaba and NIO. The surge in interest follows high-profile showcases of humanoid robots, including performances during China's most-watched television show, indicating a bright future for the industry. In another article from South China Morning Post, the narrative shifts to the evolving landscape of Hong Kong's food and beverage (F&B) industry, where women are increasingly making their mark in a traditionally male-dominated field. On International Women's Day, several influential female chefs and mixologists shared their journeys and insights. Stephanie Leung, founder of OOAK Lama, emphasizes the importance of playing to one's strengths while acknowledging the challenges women face in the industry. Mei Chao, founder of Little Bao, highlights the significance of mentorship and the need for supportive environments that empower women. Beckley Franks, a bartender and bar owner, advocates for building inclusive networks that celebrate diversity in the workplace. Other chefs, like Natalie Chan and Jade Lau, echo similar sentiments, emphasizing the need for curiosity, resilience, and the importance of community support in overcoming industry challenges. As these women pave the way for future generations, their stories inspire others to pursue their passions in the F&B sector. Nikkei Asia provides insight into the Panama Maritime Authority's scrutiny of the recent sale of CK Hutchison's port business to a consortium backed by BlackRock. The authority plans to request all legal and financial documents related to the transaction, which involves CK Hutchison's 90% stake in Panama Ports Company, responsible for the Balboa and Cristobal terminals. This move aims to safeguard public interest as the deal grants control of these strategically located ports to the BlackRock-led group. While the deal, valued at over $19 billion, has raised concerns among some U.S. lawmakers about potential security risks to the Panama Canal, Panamanian President José Raúl Mulino asserts the canal remains under national control. The transaction could potentially lead to expanded port infrastructure in Panama, with local business leaders expressing optimism about the new administration's ability to invest in the country's port capabilities. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
News breaks, buzz the ground, stories spit, walls come down, voices merge in the sound, faces mix in the crowd. Broadcasters paint the scene, world events on our screen. Every link a different theme, words collide in the stream. 6 degrees connect the dots, background stories more than nuts. Hear the voices rise aloft, truth unveils in every spot. Cultures clash across the globe, spin the threads in a stroke. Every story wears a robe, truth and lies in their code. Journalistic beauty, secrets that they don't see. Every angle they repeat, in the news we take a lead. New perspectives day by day, hidden truths come to play. In the background shades of gray, every story finds its way. Perspectives day by day, hidden truths come to play. In the background shades of gray, every story finds its way.
Cultures, I go, what really or do not, what enough to be you, everything and ever, what enough and after, what enough and after, what enough and after, enough 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 enough